Hey there, Awakened Saints. This is Frank, and I'm excited about bringing our next edition of Sermon Spark Notes to you today. This past week, we went through week 4 of our Blessing Disciples series, and as we shared this past Sunday, the idea of the blessing is a really important one to catch. It's the idea that the blessing is a vital part of building a foundation of resiliency and faith in our children and in our young disciples as a church. And it's really important because we want our young children and our young disciples to what we want as mature Christians and parents to build into them is a real strength that comes from knowing that I am unconditionally loved and accepted. And so this past week, what we went through specifically was the aspect of the blessing that involves picturing a special future for them. And we looked at the example of Jacob and how he blessed his 12 sons in Genesis chapter 49. And we looked at a couple examples specifically of how he looked at Judah. And even though Judah wasn't the oldest son, to say to him, you're like a young lion, and to affirm the way God had made him, to be leading his family, and to be even building in that habit of leadership in his children. The examples of Zebulun and Issachar, and how on both sea and land they would thrive and be successful. And so that idea is what we wanted to implant in our church. And we shared the ways to do that was it comes from knowing your child. It comes from knowing your disciple. It comes from empowering them as you're giving them some feedback as they are empowered to either succeed or fail on their own. And then finally, it's helping them be able to look to the future with a sense of optimism. And so I want to leave you with 2 discussion questions this week to consider. The first one is, what am I doing to help those around me approach their future with a sense of optimism? I know that's a big, long question, but I think a lot of that I want us to reflect on, is that something we're doing? Are we looking forward to the future with optimism and then helping the people we love to see the same? And the second question I'd love for you to consider is, how am I specifically affirming those I know and love today? I think, again, this idea of picturing a special future is born out of, I know the people in my life whom I love, and how am I specifically affirming them today? Thanks, Saints. You guys are the best, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.